Brazil was one of the last countries in the world to abolish slavery in 1888. By then, photography had been invented and was in use all around the country. And as a result, several images of slaves have been taken, capturing a bit of Brazil's dark past. The collection has recently been put on display in the capital, Sao Paulo. Stephen Gibbs has that story.
As the 19th century was drawing to an end, Brazilian aristocrats began to experiment with photography. They took pictures of their vast estates, in this case a coffee plantation. But inadvertently, they were also documenting a cruel period of human history. All the people working here were slaves.
Slavery, unfortunately, lasted in Brazil until the end of the 1880s. It was the last country to abolish slavery in the Americas. And therefore, we have a photographic archive about the economic activities of the country, such as coffee production.
The photographs were intended to be viewed as landscapes, but the quality of the original negatives was so high that when the prints are blown up to a large scale, some uncomfortable truths are revealed.
The negatives give a very wide view of the scene, including details like the children here. These are evidence of another powerful story. The expressions, the details, they all hint at the fact that all this depends on violence.
Brazil imported more slaves from Africa than any other country, more than 3 million. These photographs were taken in the final 2 decades of legal slavery. They reveal the tensions of those last years.
It is a decade of latent violence. On one hand, there are the slave owners that want to recover the money they invested in the slaves. At the same time, there are a lot of slaves running away, forming armed gangs. It's the beginnings of a fight for freedom.
The final photograph in the exhibition was taken after the abolition of slavery. A mass is being held in the presence of the emperor's daughter, Princess Isabel. She signed into law the Abolition Act. As a result, she became the enemy of rich plantation owners. Shortly after this photograph was taken, she fled to exile in France. But has Brazil really left its slavery past behind? The exhibition curator has his doubts.
Abolition came too late to Brazil, but clearly it left a legacy which in a lot of ways we still haven't overcome.
Stephen Gibbs, CCTV, Sao Paulo.